Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Thursday morning. It's the 24th day of April 2025, and this is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And out the window of the home weather office, it's cloudy. It's cool. It's almost like having an East Bay Napa kind of morning because we have the low clouds. It's a little breezy and cool, but this will burn off, and we will see a pretty nice day. But temperatures will continue to run cooler. Yesterday we saw highs stay a little bit below average, and we'll see more of that today, tomorrow, and Saturday, maybe even Sunday too. Although by Sunday and Monday we'll see temperatures begin to rebound. But it is going to be cooler than average. But the most important thing this morning, here on this Thursday morning, is when is it going to rain this weekend? We do expect that there'll be some showers in the area on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It doesn't mean it's going to rain all of those days. And there'll be many of you that probably over the 3 days won't see anything in the way of rain. But there will be some showers in Northern California. So I'll show you the latest thinking in the models and hoping to help you plan any outdoor events you have. Now that we're into this time of year, it's easy to plan outdoor events because usually we do have pretty nice weather, but every now and then there's a little bump in the road, and one of those bumps is happening this weekend. Let's start with what is going on this morning, a really interesting satellite image. So we have the marine layer here along the coast. As usual, it's pretty thick, and then if we zoom in, you can see that it is pushed inland into the valley, banks up against the foothills. Then you notice this part of it here, it kind of comes back down around this way. So you can really kind of see the circulation that is caused by the onshore flow and the geography that we have in Northern California. So the onshore wind up to about, maybe 2,500 feet or so gets pushed inland, but then it kind of gets directed to the north and then back down to the south. So you get this little mini circulation in here. That is revealed by the low overcast we have, by the marine layer we have. So that's kind of an interesting thing. This sort of pattern goes on quite a bit, and it's just kind of an interesting feature that it gets pointed out here because of the marine layer. Now, above all of that marine layer, you can see that many areas are clear this morning, or at least have this high, thin overcast. And the other interesting feature that I'll point out, I'll go down to here to the San Joaquin Valley. So we have these high, thin clouds, but then I'm sure that you can see these line streaks in here. Those are contrails. Yep, those are contrails. Now, many of you, when you start seeing them, you'll light me up with messages and saying that it's something nefarious going on here. But the reason you see contrails on a day like today is, well, look what's going on. If you take out the contrails, we have these high, thin clouds moving in. So what does that mean? That means you have moisture up there around 30,000 feet where the jets are flying. When the jets fly and leave their water vapor in an area that has higher concentrations of water vapor, that means that the water vapor from the jets will condense. Contrail, condensation trail. When the air is very dry, you do not have them. So that's why some days you see contrails, some days you don't. It's nothing more than that. And it's something you can take away from by observing them. The days that the contrails come and stick around all day, well, that gives you an idea of what's going on up around 30,000 feet. So you can actually use that to your benefit to kind of observe the weather in a different way. So for instance, you go down here over Arizona, you'll notice that the air here is very dry. We do not have any contrails, even though I'm sure there are dozens and dozens and dozens of jets flying by. Let's talk a little bit about the temperatures. This is the way April goes. We get into a stretch like this where it's warm for a few days and all of a sudden it gets cool and we might have a chance of showers. People think, man, this is really weird. No, it's April. So let's go back to the 15th. We had a high in downtown Sacramento, 73, then 71, 70, then we went from 70 to 80. And then back into the mid-80s, then the data is missing from the 22nd, and then yesterday's high was 73, the average high is 75. And if you look at it this way, you can see that, we go up, we go up, we go up, then we down, then we go up, 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 and down. And this is the normal choppy pattern, but if you were looking at this like a stock chart, you would be thinking that we're generally trending up. And of course we will be. And it won't be too much longer here before one of these uptrends will push the daytime high up to 90 for the first time this year. And the average first 90 is around May 3rd, May 4th. So we're getting close to that in terms of time. And so once we get past this cool period, we'll see some warmer weather come in. And, one of these days we'll go up to 90. And daytime highs in the 60s, like we'll likely see on Friday and Saturday, those are harder to do in the month of May. And then to get into the month of June, daytime highs in the 70s are harder to do. And then in July and August, getting daytime highs under 90, so getting a high of 85 or 88 in downtown Sacramento, becomes very, very difficult to do. So we're just kind of on that overall trending upward sort of pattern. As you can see here, these little spikes, they get a little bit higher each time. And the next time we have one of those spikes, it'll push over this line right here, which is 90. And we'll put off this for a little while, the daytime highs above 100. But that'll likely come, of course. So anyway, that's just an idea of where we are. All right. I'll get to the rain so you can make your plans. All right, so let's start with the HRRR. Nothing going on today. We are dry, but we still have more of this onshore breeze, making the temperatures stay cooler today. This is Friday at noontime. The HRRR beginning to show some rain on the west slope, as well as in the Sierra. Very light rain, I would think, but this 540 thickness line out here lurking, meaning we have cold air advection, and you can just see that 540 thickness line starting to move in. And then this is around 6 o'clock in the evening. We have showers in the valley, maybe a thunderstorm, although the models aren't all that convinced with the typical parameters we look at. Either way, it does look as though Friday evening in the valley, we could be seeing showers. And then eventually, as the 540 thickness line, let me back this up and just watch this purple line right here. And just watch how that advances and watch how the Sierra precipitation responds to that. We have rain in the Sierra. Then as the 540 thickness line pushes in, boom, we have it changing over snow. Snow level will be around 5,000 feet. And then this is Saturday morning, which is as far out as this model goes. And you can see the low down here spinning around, bringing more rain to the central coast. Let's go out to the NAM. And that will show basically the same thing. This is Friday afternoon. This is Friday evening at 8 o'clock. Same thing. We have the 540 thickness line coming in. We have rain changing over to snow, and we have scattered showers in the valley. And I'll tell you, if you're going out Friday night, it is going to be chilly. Temperatures perhaps only in the low 60s, breezy, occasional showers. Not the highs in the 80s sort of thing. Now, the model shows the rain breaking up for the valley anyway on Saturday. This is Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Rain down south, rain to the north, but from, let's say, Chico to Modesto, it looks dry. And then that pattern kind of continues into the day. Now, this is 5 o'clock. I'll go to 8 o'clock on Saturday. Now, it is the time of year when there are a lot of outdoor events going on. And I heard from the good folks at Najir Vineyards in Grass Valley. They've got an event on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. They do a nice concert series during the course of the summer, and they've got an event coming up this Saturday. They want to know what's going on, and I'll just use them as an example because I'm sure many of you also have events going on, and you're wondering whether or not it's going to rain. So this is a snapshot of 8 p.m. on Saturday. You see snow in the Sierra, not a lot, but enough that there'll likely be chain controls. You can see the valley in this model is dry, and we have showers in the Sierra. I'm going to back this up to 5 o'clock, because while the valley is dry here, I have a hunch that I wouldn't be surprised if we see more shower activity than is indicated right now in the valley around, let's say, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, and then perhaps it diminishes a little bit in the valley as we get into the early evening hours. Now, for those of you on the west slope, including in Grass Valley and Placerville, it is going to be cool, and right now the model is indicating that it would be dry. However, because it's going to be cool, and if you're going to be accommodating guests, I would make sure that you have ways to make sure that they stay warm and comfortable, because again, you're on the west slope, you'll likely be seeing temperatures stay in the Oh, low to mid 50s after the sun goes down. It's going to be a chilly night. But if it all works out, right now it looks as though it should be dry, but there may be the chance of showers earlier in the day. 4 or 5 o'clock, it may be raining, and then after the sun goes down, the chances of showers would be decreasing. And for those of you traveling in the Sierra, the snow level around 5,000 feet. And although there may be a few flakes below 5,000, we may get some snow in the air around 4,500. I don't know if that counts for snow in the dogwoods or not, but in terms of sticking snow, you're going to have to be above 5,000 feet. And while it may not be a lot, it's going to be maybe a few inches and enough for chain controls from time to time on Donner Summit and Echo Summit. And then this is Sunday. Sunday, we still have the chance of some showers on the west slope, and it still stays pretty cool. But after that, we will start to see some warmer days ahead for early next week. So it's still a rather dicey forecast for making specific plans for any specific location. But I do think there will be some rain in the valley on Friday evening. So for Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, I think 4 o'clock in the afternoon up till 9, 10 o'clock, there's a chance of some showers. And then on Saturday, there may be some afternoon showers that pop up in the valley, lingering into the foothills, snow in the Sierra, but perhaps the precipitation for the elevations below, let's say, 3,500 feet would be diminishing once the sun goes down. But also do be prepared for cooler weather, much cooler weather, as we head through the weekend. That's everything I have for you on this Thursday morning. I'll do another update tomorrow morning to nail down more of these specifics. But right now, that's the best we've got with the data that we have available. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.